Yeah, brother. It's good to hear from you, bro. My man.
Yeah, man.
Your
You've
way,
had
dude.
some a few changes, man, since the last time we talked. You've signed with MTK Global.
Yep,
Talk
yep.
about
I've
that,
signed
man.
with
How that came together.
yeah, how did that come together? That is a good question. I'm trying to remember. Uh oh, I know how it happened. Sorry, man. I've been training so hard, man. I just got home from like really hard training. So all my blood's in my muscles, not my brain. So I'm refreshing the memory. So I tried getting a deal with One FC, but at the time One wasn't signing really Americans. At the time they were only signing like Americans if you were a UFC, like a big name UFC guy. Demetrius, Sage, Vitor. Um, but I talked with the matchmaker, and he was like, "Why don't you speak with my good buddy Rizwan, Rizwan Ali?" And I spoke with Rizwan probably like a couple months prior about a fight, but I ended up getting something else. But I reached out to him, and he was working with MTK, and then ended up being like the perfect time for me, for him, for the company, and it was really what I was needing because I was in a stalemate. I was getting a difficult time getting fights, and I needed that management switch, and to get like new management, just new connections, new blood, and it was exactly what I needed, man. Once I got new management, I got a fight right away. I got that deal with M1 Global, and had that real good fight in Shenzhen, China. So it's been blessings, bro. Now I'm excited. I got this fight coming up. I signed a 3-fight deal with Brave, and I'm really looking forward to going out there and showing them what's up. Honestly, bro, like I have a huge chip on my shoulder. In my opinion, I've just been getting disrespected left and right, and it's just making me a meaner sob. So like at this point, like I don't really care who it is. Like I just feel sorry for you, bro, because like you're just in my way. That's just my mentality right now, dude. I got a huge chip on my shoulder. I'm tired of getting disrespected, and I'm just gonna go out there and take what's mine.
What do you mean by being disrespected? Do you mean just by not getting the fights that you deserve, or do you mean like by fighters, or what? What's the
I
situation?
think just by like promotions, man. Like just people tell. I mean, I've been turned down from shows telling me that I don't have enough experience. The biggest thing that I noticed that what hurt me was the Ultimate Fighter. The Ultimate Fighter. I have 6 fights on the show, but none of those are on my record. So like people look up my record and it just shows minus 6 fights. It shows my record's 9-4 when I have 4 more wins, and and that's really hurt me. So I'm pretty much been doing like double the work to try and get my record to where a place where I have double digit wins. And that's where like once I have double digit wins, once I break this next one will give me over 10 wins, even though I already have over 10 wins. Um, and then I think that's will open up more doors. Even like Bellator. Bellator told me, "Oh, we signed your teammate. You guys are similar styles, so we're not really interested at the moment." So like, uh, and these are guys that the guys on their roster I would murder. So it's just, but like, so for me, it's not a matter of just like if, it's just a matter of when. And in my opinion, that big chip on my shoulder is just more fuel, dude. So like I'm just excited. Even payment being paid. I've been getting like lowballed offered. Because they say, oh, you don't have enough experience. Your record's this, your record's that. I'm like, dude, do your homework. But even though it's more of an excuse for them to pay me less. That's why like once I get this extra win, then I'll be back over. I'll have over 10 wins, and that should really like that'll be 4 wins in a row, and really I feel even the age. People brought up age. Oh, he's getting older. I'm like, dude, this is the best I've ever felt. Like just because you're in your late you're in your I just turned 37, or 38, 37, 38. What's up? But just because like, dude, I haven't had a sip of alcohol in 10 years. I live the fucking lifestyle, bro. You know, I take care of my body. You take care of your body will take care of you, bro. I'm a samurai. Like, just because, I don't not mean you, but just because you're a fucking weak pussy at 38 years old who couldn't step in the fucking cage, don't put your fears and your doubts and your weakness on me, bro. Because we're not, you couldn't even be in my shoes, bro. You know, so excuse my language, but that's just me being upset, you know, and having a chip on my shoulder. And that's why, like, it doesn't matter who I fight, bro. It's just like, you're just in my way, dude. You're just in my way.
Yeah, man, it shows the passion and the love and dedication that you have for the sport and your career overall. Because like you said, if they don't know that you have more than 10 wins, they don't know about the sport. They shouldn't even be working in the industry, basically.
But that's, whether, that thing is, like, when you look up when you go to Sherdog, and Sherdog doesn't have any of those 6 fights. So it just shows a preliminary record, and then if you go to Tapology will show my record, but then if you look up the details, then it will show 6 more fights. So you have to, like, do the effort, and I mean, dude, I even got turned down from a promotion that's saying, oh, you don't have enough Instagram followers. For someone that's been on The Ultimate Fighter 2 times in a row, you don't have that big of a following. Like, bullshit. Like, even one promotion said, yeah, we want you on your card. Then the next day they said, oh, no, you don't have the, oh, no, they first said no. And then my manager sent them, like, dude, look who this guy is. And then they're like, oh, we like him. And then I agreed to the fight. It was in Senegal, Africa. Then the following fight was going to be in France. Then the day goes by later. This is on Thursday. Then on Saturday, they contact my manager and they said, oh, we're not interested in Hayder. He doesn't have enough experience. I'm like, dude, pick a guy, whoever you want. I will murder him. But, to me, like, that guy, that show, those people, it just goes on my FU list. Like, I'm going to show you, bro. My FU list just keeps getting longer and longer, and so it's just more fuel to fire, bro. I'm trying not to get worked up before I go to bed, but it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well,
bro, because
talking about your recent streak, man, and the type of performance that you have put on against the type of fighters stylistically, I think you've proven a lot about the development of your skills compared to when you were on The Ultimate Fighter. A lot of people kind of like picked at your performances, some of them on The Ultimate Fighter, but I think the last 3 fights you showed that you kind of like closed the gap and became a more complete fighter. Do you believe so? Do you feel that in yourself?
Yeah, I've definitely shown my improvements, but also, like, my losses came from, like, extremes. Like, okay, first Ultimate Fighter, three fights in 17 days. And when I was in the finale, that was my 4th fight that year, even though it was my 5th fight in 7 months. And then when I fought Vicente, that was my 5th fight that year, but my 6th fight in 13 and a half months. So, like, these are extremes. And then the second Ultimate Fighter show I was on, I had 3 fights in 15 days. Like, that's an extreme. Now that I'm fighting single fights, you don't have to worry about a multi-fight type deal. I'm able to go into fights more healthy, more fresh, more focused on what needs to be done. But for sure, 1,000,000%, the mistakes I made in the Usman fight, the mistakes I made in the Jesse Taylor fight, those 2 fights taught me so much as far as my distance, timing, what not to do, and what to do to make me successful. And for no doubt. So, like, that's why, like, I appreciate those losses, because without those losses, I wouldn't be as skilled as I am today. The second Ultimate Fighter, even though I didn't win it, I developed the most I've ever developed. Those 3 fights in 15 days, I literally went from a bachelor's degree in the fight game to a PhD in the fight game. And that's only because the competition, and I lost. If I had won, I wouldn't have developed those losses. Those 2, when I lost to Jesse Taylor, it literally was, I was able to connect all the pieces to the puzzle. And that was a missing piece that I finally, like, oh shit, that was what I was doing wrong. And this is what you need to do so that doesn't happen. And then after that, then I went and I fought Pavel, who had 22 wins, 22 finishes, 17 submissions, 5 knockouts. Everyone he beat, all his wins were finishes. Then I just fought this Russian, Masters International Grappling, Pancration World Champion, Combat Sambo Champion. So these guys are decorated guys, bro. So, like, I'm very happy with with my progressions, and that's why like I'm excited to go out there and like whoever you want me to. You think I'm old? Give me your best young. I don't give a who, and watch what I do to them, bro. I don't want to say what I was going to say because it won't be good to say, but you get what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I understand, man. I
don't wanna
understand
get
what you're
I don't
saying.
put up in an uproar.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. Now, going back to the fight in India, man. I think that's the last time I spoke with you was before that fight, before going out and fighting in front of Mike Tyson, which was something that you really wanted to do, and you went out there and you got a 30-second KO, man. Like, just talk about your experience in India, because I always ask people that go out to India, because I've been there before and I know what it's like. It's totally different from anything that anyone has, been through in their life, especially if they lived in the States.
Yeah, what part of India did you go to?
Mumbai.
Mumbai. Okay, cool. Yeah, same as me. We were in Mumbai. Man, it was a really cool experience, man. We were. I was first worried about you can't drink the water, so I can't have the vegetables, I can't have fruit, so I was kind of worried about the weight cut. But they had us in like one of the best hotels in Mumbai, the Taj Lands. They have their own filtration system, so it was man, we were really kind of spoiled, I actually wouldn't say spoiled. We were treated right, and then the whole experience of fighting out there, like it was awesome, bro. Like I had Mike Tyson. I told Mike, yo, Mike, I'm the Arab Tyson. And he was like, yeah. After I knocked him out, and he that's actually what I'm calling. I call myself the Arab Tyson now, but yeah, he loved after I knocked him out, and it was like he was sitting right next to like the Sheikh Tahnoon of the Prince of Abu Dhabi. So it was cool. Plus, I got to fight for Abu Dhabi. So I got to represent for the Arab country. So that was a really cool experience and deliver a nice little devastating finish. So it was cool, man.
What was the after party like? Did you get to hang out with Mike?
So it's very interesting. The people, they're very like Hollywood centric. Like wherever the celebrities go, then that's where the crowd goes. So like Tyson was there probably through almost half of the fights, and then he left. Or maybe there was 3 fights left. So once he left, then the kind of crowd left with him. But no, he wasn't there. He wasn't at the after party. They did have an after party. What I loved was the people, man. The people, even though some of them they don't have, a majority don't have a lot, but they treat you like they have everything, and like they're some of the most genuine, humble, giving, generous. It really opened my eyes as far as how people should be treated, man. And that was a really beautiful thing for sure.
Yeah, man. They are some of the nicest people you ever run into, and
dude, it was really crazy, bro. Like, there's a lot of street dogs over there. Where in the States, if you see a street dog, you're not going up to a street dog to pet a street dog because you don't know the dog's wild. But over there, like, man, they're petting the street dogs, they're playing with them. They're treating them like good, and like to where like if you had a kid. And you saw some street dog, you probably wouldn't have your kid go pet him because you got the dog to bite him. But over there, they're like family. They're treating them. They're giving them and I feel like how you treat an animal is how you treat as your reflection on how you would treat other people. And how my views on how they treated a stray animal was just like, dude, it was beautiful.
Now, the last few years, you've been just all over the world, man. Like. India, you've been in the Middle East, you were in China. This time you're going to Kyrgyzstan, which is a new location, right, for you?
Yeah, we're going to Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. I was telling everybody Kazakhstan, and then I found out it was Kyrgyzstan. It was one of the stands, but it's part of the former Soviet Union. One of my teammates, my buddy, I don't know if you Rami Hamed. He fights in Brave also.
Yeah.
His parents are from his mom's side of the family is from Bishkek. So he told me like the food's great. It's old, it's old history. But I watched a little tourism video on it, and it's gonna be pretty cold when we're there. It's December. It's in the mountains. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I've been getting some nice love from the social media from people over there. They're excited for me to come out there and fight. So I'm excited, man. I really my last fight in China, I flew out there with no corner, and so it was a really cool experience just to I thought I like fighting overseas. My past, I was in Dubai, then Abu Dhabi, then Mumbai, then China, and now Kyrgyzstan. And I like these. I grew up an athlete, so like anytime you go on an away game, it's just a different type of mindset than when you're fighting at home, when you're playing at home. And for me, like I just picture myself as I'm a hired gun. I'm a mercenary. I'm going out there. I'm gonna go out there, handle my business, get my money, and go home. And then it was cool, man. My fight where I went to China with no corner, they played Creed 2 on the plane. Creed and Creed 2. Bro, the Creed 2, the guy's fighting the Russian, the son. And huge stakes. He's going to Russia, and that was me, bro. I'm going to fight the Russian. Like, dude, I was so like zoned into this movie when I was there. I had like fucking tears come down my cheeks, bro. I was so pumped afterwards. I'm like, yo, I'm fucking killing this motherfucker. I was so jonesed up, bro. I knew like this was like, I don't care who's getting in front of me. That's what I'm talking about, my chip on my shoulder, bro. I don't care anymore. Like, I just have a chip. You're in my way. Sorry, I apologize. I apologize for what I'm gonna have to do to you, but you're in my way. That's just my mindset right now.
You're about 3 weeks out from the fight at American Top Team. Who is the core group that you've been working with for for the past year or so?
Yeah, man. So this actually training camp has been a little bit more fun. Just because I'm fighting a striker. Carl Booth is, likes to keep it standing. But they all like to keep it standing until you punch him in the face, but my core group has been like Thiago Alves, Rami Hamed. I did some work with Dustin Poirier for my Pavel, when I fought Pavel Kush. The Sambo guy, because he was getting ready to fight Justin Gaethje the week before me. So Dustin's been in my group. Really, like just some of the I even got some good grappling in with Colby. He's getting ready for his big fight. So December 14th, I'm fighting on the 14th. And there's a big fight on also December 14th. Colby's fighting Kamaru. Amanda Nunes is defending her title. I think there's 5 guys from AGT fighting that night. So our sparring room is full. That's what's special about American Top Team. Even on Christmas Day, you can go there and have someone to spar with, So and then there's all these up and comers that you never even heard of, but they're coming in there ready to fucking work and take your head off, man. So and that's what I like. I like going to spar and not knowing who I'm going to spar with, So it's everything is new and everything's on high gear, high alert. You're watching for this, you're watching for that. And to me, that's the most common realistic thing in a fight, because you studied your opponent, you have ideas of what's going to come, but the guy's better than what you saw last time. So that's why it helps that's why I like to go with different people, different countries. I like to go with the Russians, the Dagestanis, because they fight a different way. They throw a lot of unorthodox attacks, a lot of spin stuff, and yeah, it's blessing. We got the best guys.
So sparring day at American Top Team is kind of like a carousel of killers. So you're just like waiting to get on the carousel, and whoever, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, just now. I mean, we just had Albert Tumanov. He was here getting ready for his fight. He's fighting at the end of November. He's fighting in Kazakhstan. I think next weekend or in 2 weeks. So he was here getting ready for his big title fight. We have all the other Dagestanis that come. We have the Europeans that fight in the KSW show. Then the guys that fight in the UFC, Bellator. So it's just like a who's who list, That's why, all right, that's why you don't know who you're going with sometimes, and that's the best way to know, because, all right, when you go to sparring and you have the butterflies, that's a good feeling, because in a fight you get the butterflies. The more times you get the butterflies, the more you enjoy the butterflies. You get comfortable with the butterflies. And that's what I like. I like getting that, oh, man, who am I working with today? Oh, man, it's going to be a scrap. And then you showing up. That's what I like.
I got to ask you about the Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal situation. You know, are you caught in the middle of that? Are you like stuck in the middle? Because you've been at American Top Team for a long time, just as longer than Colby, and just as probably
Yeah,
long as Jorge, right?
yeah. I mean, George has been my teammate for over 10 years. Colby has been maybe 5 years, you know. But I don't endorse what what Colby's been doing. You know, it's kind of unfortunate because Colby's my friend, you know. But the stuff that he did, it upset me, man. And really, the stuff that he did to Dustin, you know, that really upset me the most. You know, Dustin's such a good dude. I thought it was really uncalled for, and it upset a lot of guys on the team. It really upset everybody. But him and George, like, they should fight. You know, I love George. George is my dude, bro. You know, and I'm not a Trump fan by any means. So like, that's why I don't really like you know, root for that type of behavior. But George is my dude, bro. I was really happy for him watching George and Nate fight. I love both guys, man. So I was like, okay, I want to see a good fight. I hope George wins. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, you know. And like once George started kind of punishing Nate, I was like, oh man, I didn't like seeing Nate get hurt, you know, because who doesn't love the Diaz brothers? They're awesome. But I'm extremely excited and happy for George. He's paid his dues. He's climbed the mountain. He's fell from the mountain. He's climbed the mountain again, and now he's truly getting what he deserves, man. You know, and yeah, he deserves it, man. He's as real as it gets. The best. I mean, like, come on, who doesn't want to watch him fight? You know, those are the guys that like you enjoy watching fighting. You know, yeah, but they train at different times. You know, they try to keep them at the gym at different times to keep any type of confrontation or something happening. But at some point, they will cross paths. You know, so like. But yeah, that's real. They definitely George hates Colby, and Colby does not like George.
Well, if they do cross paths, you know that'll be plastered on some news website or social media or something. You know what I mean? It probably won't just happen and no one will know about it, right?
I'm sure George will say something, you know. But Colby's not like that, man. Colby's not about that life. He will try to defuse it, or just try not to be there. Where George is about that life, and he will do something. So like, that's what caused Dan Lambert to get very nervous. Dan was like upset. He was nervous. He was worried. He didn't know what to do. That's why he was like really trying to call everybody, call George. Tell him, hey, don't do anything. Call Colby, tell him don't do anything. Call Dustin, tell him don't do anything. So it was a lot of micromanagement that he had to do. That, in my opinion, was just
unfortunate,
man. But like, if George and hopefully Colby will beat Usman, George will fight Colby, and George will fight Nick Diaz. That'll be awesome. You know, we'll see what happens, man. But they should fight at some point. The way things going, like, it'll be a good money fight at least.
Yeah, man. That's at the end of the day, they're gonna make some cash, and
yeah,
that's what's great about it.
Drama sells, bro, and especially when it's real drama. That works. You know.
Now, with you signed a 3-fight deal with Brave. This is your first fight on the contract. Do you feel like you need to? Or not you need to, but you want to kind of get these 3 fights real fast, you know, by the middle of next year, you should be done with 3 fights, you know, and be sitting at 6 wins in a row, man. That would be huge for yourself.
Absolutely, man. To be honest with you, I'm going into this fight with the mindset that my second fight, I'm going to fight for the title. My mindset is I'm going to go out there, I'm going to show them stuff that they haven't seen before, or something that they are expecting to see from me. And that's what my mindset. I'm going to go out there and really deliver. And I'm coming for that belt, bro. So they give me the belt, I'm coming for it. And I I'm really hoping, God willing, I can stay. I can rep out this fight and then fight. If I can finish these three fights by June, July, then I can have momentum for the second half of the year and get some type of like either big money fight. Because with that type of wins in a row, I should be able to go wherever I want. You know, I'm not really too excited about going to the UFC because, you know, the UFC, I just feel like I know guys that were in the UFC, they left the UFC, they signed with Bellator, and they're getting 10 times what they were getting paid in the UFC. You know, and like the grass is greener on the other side, man. You know what I'm saying? Go explore it. You know, so like that's what I plan on doing, man. With these wins in a row, I really should be able to give me the best opportunity to strike it right.
Definitely, man. Well, you know, it's always good catching up, Hyder. Man, it's
Yeah,
we've been talking for a while, and I've been watching you for a long time, man, since the first Ultimate Fighter. And you always have a good attitude, good spirits, man. Even though you have a chip on your shoulder, you still keep that smile, you know,
you
on your
got to,
face.
you got to, bro. Like really, the chip on my shoulder is just a lot of it's from haters. You know what I'm saying? So like honestly, when I'm back on top and I'm smiling, I'm gonna thank the haters because like that's fuel, bro. When you're tired and you're like, nah, man, these people talking, you know, that's motivation, bro. So like my victory speech when I'm the man, it's gonna end with and thank you haters, for sure. You
All
know,
right.
and it's a pleasure,
It's
bro. You're the man. Love you, bro. I look forward to talking on, dude.
Well, yeah, man. Well, December 14th, Brave 32, man. Your debut for Brave. It's gonna be exciting, man. I look forward to seeing you fighting for that title, man. I think that
Thanks,
you
man.
bring in some heavy power, man, that will just make some highlight reels in that division, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man, it's cool. It's an Arab promotion. It's owned by the Sheik. He loves fighters. He loves Arab fighters. So I don't see how he can't love me, bro. Especially what I'm gonna go out there and do. So hopefully it'll reciprocate in other ways. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so let's get it, dog. My brother.